Good evening. Ira Epstein with your metal market wrap-up, and this wrap-up is for the evening of Thursday, the 15th of September, about 6:50 p.m. Central Time. I want to thank everybody that attended our live webinar. Fast, 20 minutes long, as I said, and a lot of great questions. We found a bit of a flaw with some of the questions people were asking, getting stuck in the system in Zoom that we didn't get messages from. We have fixed that. The new invite will handle that a lot different, and we'll be able to get to even more. But it was great. Okay. So we're still dealing with the fact now that we're looking at this Wednesday. We're looking at the 21st, and what is the Fed going to do as we get up to their meeting? And the market's built in, like 76% of the traders think a 75 basis point hike, 26% think 100. That's where you're at on it. All this fights with the metal markets. So everything's under pressure there. You're breaking further in the stock market. The CPI report, you do realize, it has just driven the stock market sharply lower. Energy prices are down in large part because slowing economies, do they need as much energy? That becomes the first part of it. Now, it'll get its bid eventually, and that bid will come in when we stop releasing oil from our strategic reserve and we start buying back. The Biden administration is talking about under $80. They can start buying back everything that they want. When I look at the gold, it is still leaking away, as you can see. Now the market, as we look at these charts, starting to get through these numbers. So is it a free fall? Could be. You're getting into one of these situations where it just keeps working itself lower. What had been support back here, you cut through in the past day. You can see that right through here. You failed. You went through everything to the downside. Again, to the downside. I've left all these arrows so you can see what the market looked like prior to today's action. Normally I flip them on you, but I wanted you to see that it changed the whole pattern. That break takes everything out. Now you've got nothing but problems. And the question is, it's oversold. Does it bounce or does it embed? Well, right now the market is trying to get both numbers under the 20 level for the first day of embedding. If that's it, well, then where? Well, when I look at the Bollinger Band, the one thing that strikes me, embed or not, you don't go short under Bollinger Bands. You'll have an opportunity on a bounce inside of them if you get the embedded reading. The gold-silver ratio, silver starting to lose a little bit to gold is tonight. You can see how it's weakening in its move right here. You can see the rollover starting to take place in momentum. First support is 1872. And traders have asked me, well, Ira, if I'm looking at the chart, you went from the lower band to the upper band, and now the market's sort of hanging in there. And my answer to all that is great. It is hanging in there. But the problem is that if you bought at 1872 and you put a stop under the last low, you got $1 risk. In the copper market, as I'm looking at it, you've got the higher high, lower low. You're just fighting at the 18-day average. I don't see any edge in that market at all. You went up to the 100-day average in the upper Bollinger Band, and it's everything I teach. That is where the pros take money off the table. And I know you'll say, oh, it's going higher and higher. No, it ain't. It's probably got a heck of a lot of resistance there in the near term. If it's going to just blast through that, you have to embed. You haven't done that yet. In the palladium market, you basically went from the lower band to the upper band. You got a broad trading range sideways, not doing an awful lot. And the dollar index is caught in a narrow band as well. This is everything going on. Are there any trade setups? It is so rare that over a 48-hour period in futures, I can't find the trade setup to do something. Folks, I don't see one setup. The market has just done one of these rare events where everything is just, and I'm talking the whole commodity complex, not offering anything that I think looks attractive on a chart. Now, we talk about what to do in the markets. Today was an interesting day because we were talking, I was listening to Linn, who founded Linn and Associates, and he was talking on our news wires about the fact that it's all farmer time now. Now that the trains are going to run again, those farmers are going to bring merchandise in. You'll get grains coming in. At the same time, I flipped that around. Now that you got the Fed coming up, you think that the Fed chair is going to sound dovish in any manner Wednesday? He's data dependent. He told you that. And the data is inflationary. I know you're all going to want to tell me, or a large portion, but Ira, eventually it'll start down. I know that. You know that. But it's not today. And that's why the stock market is sinking and other markets. In addition, I just question when I look at some of what's going on here, a 24% pay rise roughly for the railroad people, and now the port people. You've got the West Coast, all these ports, the unions are coming up for their negotiation. Are we going to have these double-digit wage inflation new parts? If you do, where's the money come from? I mean, corporations can only do so much. They're going to pass on higher prices. They're going to eat some of it. But the Fed's going to look at it and say two things. Number one, it's inflationary. Second, they're going to have to look at what they saw today in the jobless claims. They see them falling. This labor market hasn't slipped back. One of their goals is to cause some labor pain. They haven't gotten there yet. How do you play with that? Well, that's what we do here. Take a look at what we've got. Let's see what you can do with that. To get our free research, all you need to do is give us a call or go to iraepstein.com. Away you go. You can even move your cursor right now to the top of this page, and it'll take you right on our website to where you have to be. I'm Ira. You have a good day.